Hello and howdy there. A couple days ago, I saw an amazing new documentary about the life of Bob Marley, simply called Marley. And again, it was amazing. I've got no problems giving it a 9. I guess the only reason I wouldn't go higher is that it was... it was 2.5 hours long, which is fine because it's absolutely comprehensive. But around maybe the 1.5 to 2 hour mark, it felt a little long. It was like, wow, there's a lot to cover here. People, got up, about an hour into the film and started buying food. Maybe for another reason, but they couldn't make it all the way through without, getting the munchies. I really enjoyed it. I don't feel that I have much to say. Again, it's a definitive biographical film on the life of Bob Marley. It was made with the support of his family. They are the highlights of the interviews, I'd say, at least in terms of insight into the man behind the myth. His mother is in the film. His wives are in the film. His children are in the film. Again, this is an incredibly intimate portrait. I will take back that they were the most interesting interviews. They also interview Lee Scratch Perry and oh gosh, I just forgot his name. Man, and he's huge. He's like, Bob Marley's -- and he's #2. And who is it? Damn it. Peter Tosh. Thank you, brain. Peter Tosh, interviewing the artists that were as eclectic as Marley was, and again, were there with Marley. I think that also, for at least me, provides the most fascinating insight. But you are left with this complete portrait of the man. And I do mean definitive. It starts out with his birth and goes till his death. And they don't, it doesn't really feel like they leave a stone unturned. Even the nitty-gritty stuff they get into. Also, it's tough to break it down in my mind, but I would say that, again, it's a 2.5 hour film. I'd say that probably an hour of it is probably straight up concert footage. So they do this, they pack in a lot of information into an 1.5 hours. But the hour is of him, and it's not all at once, it's, spread out, but it's, it's amazing. For my taste, I recognize Marley's importance. I only have his greatest hits, which I feel that if you only have an artist's greatest hits, then you aren't like a true fan. You maybe appreciate and enjoy, of course, but I don't know. I don't think any person who just owns a greatest hits from any artist cannot call themselves a fan. So I technically, on my own rule, cannot call myself a Bob Marley fan, though I do enjoy him. And, whenever his stuff comes on the radio, I crank it. I also think, though, thanks to this film, I learned that he did not write it. It's like the only Bob Marley cover song is No Woman, No Cry. I think that's, an unbelievable song. I think it's Marley's best song, and it turns out that he didn't write it. It's a cover tune. It's like the only song that he didn't write. So I think that's kind of fascinating. But the music in the film, oh, I missed my point. But even though, legend, you know, the album I have, the studio work of Marley, is undeniable. I think his true power and the essence of music lies in the live performance, and that's what Marley is to me. He's a performance artist. I mean, you know, more above a musician, perhaps. You know, he channeled something. You know, it seems like you aren't even watching a human perform. To watch his face, you know, it's just, again, it's like he's channeling something from another place. It's fascinating. And yeah, you can sit there and listen to his studio work and enjoy it, but when you watch it in a live setting, you know, it becomes something else, something transcendent, maybe. And that's what you get here. You get like a good solid hour of archived Bob Marley concert footage. Some of it is just kind of jaw-dropping. They have this, it's so rare that, I mean, the quality of it wasn't too good in terms of video. The audio of everything is perfect, crystal clear. And so, yeah, maybe the film image, or the filmed image, has degraded over time, but I have no doubt that the music we were hearing was recorded directly from the soundboards of the concerts that they were at, and remains pristine. There was footage of Marley performing with Stevie Wonder. They did a concert together where Marley opened for Stevie Wonder, and they did 2 songs together. One of them being, they did a Marley song and they did a Stevie Wonder song. The song they showed was them doing Stevie Wonder's Superstitious, and it was mind-blowing. It was awesome. The film was directed by Kevin MacDonald. Kevin MacDonald's always kind of stuck out in my memory because when I first became aware of like Kevin MacDonald, it was The Last King of Scotland, that incredibly disturbing and powerful Forrest Whitaker film about the, I believe, African dictator. I thought, directed by Kevin MacDonald, I thought it was The Kid in the Hall. I'm a big fan of The Kids in the Hall, and I was like, Kevin MacDonald is doing films now, like not acting but directing these hard-hitting, powerful films. Turns out it's not The Kid in the Hall, it's this other guy named Kevin MacDonald. His debut film was a documentary you might have seen called Touching the Void, about a mountain climbing expedition that goes horribly wrong. I have seen that. It's been such a long time, and I know that I watched it at a buddy's house, and you know, we were drinking and not necessarily paying close attention. But I know I've seen that film. I've actually seen every Kevin MacDonald film. Touching the Void. Then he did The Last King of Scotland, which was, I mean, I've only saw it the one time in the theater, but incredibly disturbing. I still don't even feel good thinking about it. And then he did that Russell Crowe movie, State of Play, which I can't say I remember too well, but I know I saw it. Anyway, so this is, I guess, his 4th film, 2nd documentary. You know, it just tells this story so perfectly and shows the impact of Marley on the world. You know, I'm no expert on Bob Marley. This was mainly an educational experience for me. You know, I had no idea that America was pretty much the last place to adopt his music, and he spent a lot of time in America. So it's, you know, just kind of funny. I mean, there's so much to talk about. I mean, I don't really even know what to say other than that it's, you know, an amazing film. They leave no stone unturned. You get to feel like you know Bob Marley. You hear his voice a lot. Again, just watching him perform, I was, you know, I was damn near moved to tears twice. Maybe even 3 times, if I'm being totally honest. But one time was just, oh, it was almost too much. And each time I was emotional was, they described the process of writing a song. He talks a little bit about creative inspiration, what's going on in his life, then the people around him, you know, the talking heads that are like now, talk about, you know, what went into writing this particular song, what he was going through at the time, and you're like, wow. And then, you know, as a finale of, you know, talking about this creative process, talking about the pain that he was experiencing, then they go into, it's like I'm even getting choked up now. They go into a live version, you know, of the song that they were just talking about, you know, filmed concert footage of the song that they were just describing the writing process of, and it just, you know, it just gives a new level to the art, you know, to see where it came from, and I would, you know, call it tremendously powerful and moving, because it, you know, might be a song you've heard 100 or 1,000 times, and now you're hearing it for the first time in a different way. So it you know, it's very moving, very moving. But the music is so moving. You know, he dedicated his life to love and unity and spreading the word, that message of love and unity. So he was so selfless, you know, he was just this incredible man, you know, he was just this incredible man who just happened to make unbelievably good music and, you know, invent a genre of music, basically. I'd say I almost feel like I'm giving away a spoiler here, but you know, one thing that just amazed me that I never really just thought about or knew, you know, you spend 2.5 hours with this man and you watch him, again, change the world, you know, conquer the world with music. And at the end of the film, you know, again, they cover his death with as much detail as they cover anything else. And it, you know, it just comes up as a title card on the date, this particular date. Bob Marley died at the age of 36. And I swear to God, when I read that he died at 36, it was like a gunshot, you know, went off in the theater. It just, I couldn't believe that the life that was just laid out for me over 2.5 hours ended at 36. It seems like, you know, it would be a life of a man who lived to 86, something like that. But to have such an impact on the world by the age of 36, I mean, it's, I don't even know what to say. You know, I don't even know what to say. I don't even understand how that's possible, especially being a man of 33. I mean, what have I done wrong? You know, what have I done wrong? What did he do right? to, you know, I mean, besides being a unqualified genius. It was just, I don't know, it just kind of blew me away. The film just kind of blew me away. The music is so powerful. And to hear it in a theatrical setting, you know, with that beautiful theater surround sound, you know, it's just, you know, it's like you're at a Bob Marley concert. You know, it's like you're at the concert. I don't really know what else to say. I'm past my own cutoff time. I thoroughly enjoyed the film. If Marley comes anywhere near you, please go to see it. I mean, if you're a Bob Marley fan, you're dying to see this film. It will be worth it. I guess I should also mention it's playing on video on demand, which I don't know too much about. I mean, maybe there's like different companies that won't have it, but I know for one I have Time Warner Cable, and I could watch Marley here at home for like $10, but I mean, if you have to, go ahead and do that, but I highly recommend seeing in the theater just for that sound quality. Because you're not going to be able to replicate that at home unless you're some kind of millionaire or something. I don't know what else to say. It was an amazing, powerfully moving, music-loving experience. And it will definitely be a highlight of the year in terms of, you know, a theatrical movie-going experience. So, it was beautiful. It was just beautiful. So that's Marley. It's a solid 9. So far, documentary of the year. Thank you very much.